Thanks, guys. So I'm just off 118th Ave, right behind Nate, and as you can see, the warm weather has left this road riddled with potholes, making an obstacle course for drivers.
They're not very good for vehicles, not really good for safe road conditions.
Risa Valley spends a fair share of time on Edmonton roads, commuting back and forth to work. Pothole season is something he's very familiar with.
I have some family members, some friends who have had vehicles damaged by potholes.
It happens every year. The snow melts, water leaks into the soil below the asphalt, and potholes start appearing. This has the city reminding drivers to be cautious and aware of their surroundings.
It's pothole season, so drive defensively. Making sure you give each other lots of distance between vehicles. People tend to, if they see a large pothole, they're going to hammer on the brakes. So give that space and take your time.
The city says so far this year they've seen a decrease in the number of potholes on the roads, with only 8,000 being filled so far this year compared to the 20,000 that were filled during the same time last year. While potholes are an annoyance, there is a brighter side to the warmer weather. A local psychologist credits the longer days to giving people an extra spring in their step.
The sun gets to be higher in the sky, so we actually get a better part of the spectrum, the visible spectrum, coming at us. And what that does physiologically is it stimulates the brain to create serotonin, which is the happy brain chemical that helps us stay focused, gives us energy, helps us stay happy. So we actually get more stimulation of that in the spring and summer than we do in the fall and winter.
Another sure sign of spring, the Canadian geese returning home this week. An Edmonton weather expert says the geese are just in time for the welcome warm-up.
The average daytime high at the beginning of spring is 3. The average daytime high at the end of spring is 21. So you get almost a 20-degree swing in temperature from the beginning to the end. Hopefully the warmer weather and the increased amount of sunlight will outshine the amount of potholes. But the city says that the crews will be out 24/7 to get the holes in the road fixed. If you see a pothole that needs to be fixed, call 311 or report it at edmonton.ca. Back to you guys.
Very gay affirming because I am gay.
Reverend Mark Chang is one of the creators of Haven, an LGBTQ religious group in Edmonton.
It's the religion that often causes the greatest tension for us.
There are very few religions today that do not see homosexuality as a sin. Many religions are accepting of LGBTQ people, but still see it as a sin.
It was presented to me as a choice. Either I give up my sexuality or I follow God. And it's a horrible choice anyone has to make. Because you can't choose not to be gay anymore. You're always going to have that orientation.
Despite the increase in gay rights around the world, for many, coming out would mean having to lose their religion.
Losing your religion means losing your whole family, your whole support system, sometimes your language and food, and it changes everything for you.
One gay Christian wanted to speak out on the subject, but was afraid to show his face due to his religious background.
The decision to remain anonymous was very challenging for me because I thought it would be liberating or enlightening to speak on this issue, because I think it's one that's very important and one that doesn't get discussed very much. The decision was made in fear.
There are many students just like him who feel that they do not have a safe space or people to lean on.
I find that it's very challenging because I have a lot of Christian friends who are an enormous part of my life, but I find myself afraid to share meaningful information with them, or like meaningful personal information with them, because I value them and I don't want them to disown me.
For Reverend Chang, the creation of Haven was a way to help give a safe space for those who need it.
Doing Haven and being part of creating it was trying to create the same sort of space and support that I experienced when I first came to terms with my sexuality. The turning point for me was going to a worship service with queers and trans folk and seeing God there. So if we can make that happen here in the city and just help a few people feel loved by God, I think that's wonderful.
Haven meets on the third Sunday of every month at 7 p.m. at McDougall United Church. Their next meeting will be on Easter. Jesse Horrocks, Newswatch Extra.